All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nikki Earnshaw, little Beach Boys action, and we got a Beach Boy coming up.
Yes, we do.
By the way, this Beach Boy, he's won like 11 South Jersey Lifeguard Championships in rowing.
Oh,
couples
my goodness.
single, I think 4 or 5 is singles, rest in doubles.
Unbelievable.
He's a legend.
Unbelievable.
Now it's time for the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle. For rental and sales, call 609-263-7422 or go online at McCannRealtors.com, where you can also keep up with all the South Jersey lifeguard news and racing schedules. And the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association this summer honoring all lifeguards with 25 years or more of service in Ocean City, reminding you to be safe and swim near a lifeguard. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room a captain of the Margate City Beach Patrol, a great guy, Chuck Gowdy. Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, Billy. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Chuck, man, it's summertime. The beaches are open. Hey, it's been really hot. The water has been relatively warm, but yesterday was a little bit cold. How is it today?
It's beautiful. Like you said, it was a little cold yesterday. I think it warmed up a little bit today. Crystal clear. Large crowd already down the beach. We're open for business down here.
So, Chuck, let's talk a little bit about the Margate City Beach Patrol. How many stands you got? How many beaches you have open?
So right now we got 10 out of 12 stands open, and we plan on being full staff next weekend. So that'll be 12 next weekend, 10 this weekend.
And how many guards do you have on staff?
Roughly, throughout the summer, 50. Right now, we're right around 30.
Margate is a fun beach, but you gotta you guys. We love racing, but you guys are there to protect the bathing public.
Absolutely, we already had a lost kid today. The water, like I said, the water is crowded right now, and we do have a little surf up. So it's make sure everybody's on their A game out there.
That's another thing too, Chuck. You had a lost kid. People don't realize how often that happens, where little kids wander away. They don't have a cell phone on them or they're whatever. You look around and they're gone. They get lost. You guys hold them up on a stand and blow the run whistle.
Well, that's why the radios come into play, and we respond down to the area and we kind of verge on and usually meet up with the parents. And 9 times out of 10, we find the kid within 5-10 minutes.
You guys do outstanding work. All the Beach Patrol guys and gals up and down the coast, we love it. But, Chuck, let's talk a little bit about racing, because you are, when it comes to South Jersey lifeguard racing, you are a legend. You and Chris Graves, when I first started covering doing the Beach Patrol report and covering the races, you and Gravesy, man, you guys were a dynasty, man. You just kept winning year after year.
Well, I was fortunate enough to have 3 great partners with Chris Graves, Asher Funk, and Mike Doherty. So, I can't take all the credit. These guys, either beat me in town or we were head to head.
Yeah. Well, and people don't realize, you guys, first of all, the guys and gals on the Beach Patrols are in tip-top shape. And this racing just emphasizes all the work that you guys do, rowing, the doubles, the singles, and the swim. Of course, there's a paddleboard competition in some of the races, and a couple of things. Even the Gowdies. You guys actually imitate a rescue in that race, but it just puts it on display what you guys do so well.
Yeah, it's a 12-month commitment when you're training for stuff like this, and you can kind of see the top rowers and swimmers that are out there. They're collegiate athletes. They're really in tip-top shape.
One of the best races I've ever seen was with Ashton Funk. He was rowing singles. I think it was in the Margates, and he was in 6th place, and he caught an outer break. He got in the stern sheet, had dug an oar in, and took it from outer break to inner break, and just blew right by everybody to win the race. And you guys all carried him, lifted the boat and carried him off, and he was standing up with his arms up in the air. I'll never forget that, man. It was so exciting.
Phenomenal, I'll tell you. And that could be anyone in the Funk family, from
David,
Andrew, Dennis, Eric. Those guys really set the standard for lifeguard rowing.
You have to put a lot of work in. It's not just get out there and row. You guys, especially when you and Graves were together, you guys rowed all the morning and night, right? You guys put a lot of preparation into it.
Yeah, 5 a.m., 7 p.m., really whenever it took. Whenever you could, you try to row in all conditions, calm. southerlies, waves, flat. You got to be ready for anything.
Hey, Chuck, talk to us about how much experience counts in the boat. I mean, there are guys that are big and strong, and they just don't have experience. Like any other sport, Nick, you get to testify to this. Like when you're playing in a big game in a big moment, experience really helps, right, Chuck?
I mean, you see the races, Billy. I mean, like some of these are won by one boat, half a boat,
yeah,
5 seconds. So a flag turn, just missing a wave, being out of sync, your course. So much of it goes into being able to get that boat in from point A to point B as fast as possible.
Of course, we've been broadcasting the Dutch Hoffmans in Wildwood. Then we do the Margate Memorials, and we broadcast live the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships will be held in Avalon this year. And of course, the last time they were in Avalon, Longport won their first championship ever.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was me and Chris. We had a great race as well, but Longport really. They had a great run with 5, 6, 7 years there where they were untouchable.
McGrath and Duffy, those guys are and they're still racing strong today, Chuck. That says a lot about the cohesiveness, the chemistry that those two guys have.
Absolutely, and they're still a top crew out there, and like I said, this shows their longevity that they got to the sport.
Now, talk to us a little bit about the future for Margate in racing this year. Do you guys have who are you guys going to rep? I know you have city races. Explain how this works. You have your city race. Whoever wins those represents you guys out of town?
Yes. So our city races are going to start up sooner rather than later. We're starting rookie training next week, and then after that week we'll probably get it right into our in-town lifeguard races. So we do doubles, singles, male, female, paddleboard, swim, surf dash. We really try to get all the guards out to compete. And there's so many races, so many relay races now that you need a lot of guards.
Yeah.
So some of these relay races, it's 10, 15 guards. So you need your guards to be versatile with paddleboard, swim, and rowing.
And, of course, all that is displayed every single day with what they do. Their main job is to make sure that everybody is safe. Swimming on the beach, the bathers are safe.
Yep, and that's where we're really hitting home with the younger guards now, just knowing your job, knowing what to look for, try to really mitigate any situation that comes up.
Chuck, the crowds that have been building at these races, it really gets into it on the 25th of July, which is Dutch Hoffmans. Then the following week, the Margate Memorials. They're all the 3 consecutive Fridays are the big 3. And that's where you pay the mortgage.
Yep. That's what it's all for. You train all year. Sometimes you train through races to get ready for other races. And I think that's really important. You see it with the Olympics when, your top athletes knew how to hit it at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important with any kind of anaerobic swimming, rowing, sports like that.
Well, Chuck Gowdy, man, Captain Chuck Gowdy, the Margate City Beach Patrol, we really appreciate you taking time. I know you're working down there today. Thanks for the memories, and I can't wait to cover all the races starting, I guess, the 11th of July, and we'll have interviews and with some of the racers, some of the winners, and look forward to seeing you on the beach.
Absolutely. Thanks, Billy.
All right, there he is, Chuck Gowdy, captain of the Margate City Beach Patrol, Nick.